162. The Pious Surgeon. A certain veterinary surgeon named Hu was carrying food to his field laborers when suddenly a whirlwind arose in his path. Hao seized a spoon and poured out a libation of gruel, whereupon the wind immediately dropped. On another occasion, he was wandering about the municipal temple when he noticed an image of Liu Chuan presenting the melon, in whose eye was a great splotch of dirt. "Dear me, Sir Liu," cried Hu, "who has been ill-using you like this?" He then scraped away the dirt with his fingernail and passed on. Some years afterwards, as he was lying down very ill, two lictors walked in and carried him off to a yamen, where they insisted on his bribing them heavily. Hu was at his wits' end what to do, but just at that moment, a personage dressed in green robes came forth, who was greatly astonished at seeing him there, and asked what it all meant. Our hero at once explained, whereupon the man in green turned upon the lictors and abused them for not showing proper respect to Mr. Hao. Meanwhile, a drum sounded like the roll of thunder, and the man in green told Hao that it was for the morning session and that he would have to attend. Leading Hu within, he put him in his proper place and, promising to inquire into the charge against him, went forward and whispered a few words to one of the clerks. "Oh," said the latter, advancing and making a bow to the veterinary surgeon, "yours is a trifling matter. We shall merely have to confront you with a horse and then you can go home again." Shortly afterwards, Hao's case was called, upon which he went forward and knelt down, as did also a horse which was prosecuting him. The judge now informed Hu that he was accused by the horse of having caused its death by medicines and asked him if he pleaded guilty or not guilty. "My lord," replied Hu, "the prosecutor was attacked by the cattle plague, for which I treated him accordingly, and he actually recovered from the disease, though he died on the following day. Am I to be held responsible for that?" The horse now proceeded to tell his story, and after the usual cross-examination and cries for justice, the judge gave orders to look up the horse's term of life in the Book of Fate. Therein it appeared that the animal's destiny had doomed it to death on the very day on which it had died, whereupon the judge cried out, "Your term of years had already expired. Why bring this false charge? Away with you." And turning to Hao, the judge added, "You are a worthy man and may be permitted to live." The lictors were accordingly instructed to escort him back, and with them went out both the clerk and the man in green clothes, who bade the lictors take every possible care of Hu by the way. "You gentlemen are very kind," said Hu, "but I haven't the honor of your acquaintance, and should be glad to know to whom I am so much indebted." 3 years ago," replied the man in green, "I was traveling in your neighborhood and was suffering very much from thirst, which you relieved for me by a few spoonfuls of gruel. I have not forgotten that act." "And my name," observed the other, "is Liu Chuan. You once took a splotch of dirt out of my eye that was troubling me very much. I am only sorry that the wine and food we have down here is unsuitable to offer you. Farewell." Hao now understood all that had happened and went off home with the two lictors, where he would have regaled them with some refreshment, but they refused to take even a cup of tea. He then waked up and found that he had been dead for 2 days. From this time forth, he led a more virtuous life than ever, always pouring out libations to Liu Chuan at all the festivals of the year. Thus he reached the age of 80, a hale and hearty man, still able to sit in the saddle. Until one day he met Liu Chuan riding on horseback, as if about to make a long journey. After a little friendly conversation, the latter said to him, "Your time is up, and the warrant for your arrest is already issued. But I have ordered the constables to delay a while, and you can now spend 3 days in preparing for death, at the expiration of which I will come and fetch you. I have purchased a small appointment for you in the realms below, by which you will be more comfortable." So Hao went home and told his wife and children, and after collecting his friends and relatives and making all necessary preparations, on the evening of the 4th day he cried out, "Liu Chuan has come," and getting into his coffin, lay down and died.
Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more excellent content.